Have you got a granddad who seems to have everything, including a workshop full of tools? Or an auntie that strides around in Wellingtons and has no time for frippery? Country folk can be hard to buy gifts for. But if country folk are your problem, stick around. We got you covered. Hello, and welcome to English Country Life. Welcome to the workshop, and welcome to a new series on practical presents. Fiona and I are often asked for advice on what can I give to my friend or relative who's a smallholder or a farmer or a country sports enthusiast. And we thought actually there's a need here for a series of short videos of the sorts of gifts that we would love to receive that would be really useful and make us think fondly about the kind person who gave them to us. So today we're going to look at the first in that series, pocket torches. So what do I mean by a pocket torch? Well, it has to be so small that it's always with you. When you need to peer into an engine bay, look in a dark coop for that egg, look at the back of a shelf in an unlit building, or even you're out walking the dog, it got dark a bit earlier than you anticipated, you walked a bit further, you want to find your way home, and you want to be seen when you're walking on these country roads with no pavements. It's a thing that's so small, so light, that it's always in your pocket. Both Fiona and I carry ours on our keyring, so it's always with us. And that's my criteria for it. It's got to be small enough and light enough to always be with you. And the way I know that is it's got to be smaller and lighter than my car key. It's got to be simple enough to use, simply, one-handed. I don't want lots of fancy features on it. It's got to be bright enough to find what I'm looking for. That's it. Most pocket torches fail on one or more of those criteria. But today, we're going to show you three that meet them all, and they are strongly recommended by us. So these are pocket torches. They are really small. Generally, smaller than a finger. The smallest of them, smaller than my little finger. Small enough to sit in a pocket and be there when you need them. We're going to link to all the model numbers in the description below so that you can see these ones. But first, let me tell you a few features to guard against when choosing a pocket torch. This is the first feature I don't want on a pocket torch. It's the so-called clicky tail cap. They're great on some torches and for some uses, but on a pocket torch, when you've got your keys and your penknife rattling around, they get turned on accidentally, and when you come to use the torch, the battery's flat. This is the next feature I don't want in a pocket torch. It's a thing called a magnet, and many of them advertise themselves as having a magnet on the base. And they describe it that, oh, it's so useful. You can stick it to the bonnet of your car if you're looking in the engine bay, or you can stick it somewhere and use it as a table lamp. Yeah, right, okay. What it actually does is stick to the coins in your pocket, stick to your penknife, stick to your keys, and when you try and pull out your torch, you pull out half your pocket change and your penknife and you lose them on the ground. No thank you, no magnets for me. Here's the next thing I don't want on a pocket torch, and a warning now, there's going to be some flashing lights, so if that's a problem for you, please skip ahead by a good 30 seconds. Lots of torches have this kind of nonsense on them. All kinds of flashing lights, strobe effects, and goodness knows what else. You don't need them on a pocket torch, and in fact, if they turn on, it's a pain in the neck. Any torch that needs an instruction book is too complicated. Having a light setting and a dim setting can be useful, because sometimes if you want to peek at an animal at night, you don't want to disturb it, so a dimmer setting can be useful. Brighter setting to peer into engine bays and on the back of shelves. But you don't need anything more than that. So no fancy strobe features, SOS flashes, lots of different colours or anything else on a pocket torch. So what do I want to see in a pocket torch? Well, there's just three features. First one, I want to see a hole somewhere around the bottom to put a small keyring in to attach it to my keys. Second one, I want it to be twist to turn on, because that twisting motion is almost impossible to accidentally activate in your pocket. And the third thing is bright enough to get the job done. Torch brightness is generally measured in lumens, and I would suggest that a pocket torch of 85 or more lumens is perfectly adequate. So having looked at what we don't want, what we do want, these are 3 torches that we would recommend. We've carried them ourselves for a considerable period of time, as you can tell from the battered paint, and they prove to be reliable, they prove to be useful, they prove to do the job that we want them to do. I'm going to run you through them. I'm going to show you each model, tell you what it costs, how it works, what kind of batteries it uses and how bright it is. And we'll link to all 3 in the description below, so that if it's the right model for you, you can go and choose one. So this was my long-term pocket torch for a long time. It's called a Phoenix, F-E-N-I-X, E15. It weighs 46 grams, so about 8 grams lighter than my car key. It costs about 32 quid. And it puts out an incredible 450 lumens on its brightest setting. It has 3 settings and it's twist activated. That's the lowest, that's the medium, and that's the high. That's the 450 lumen setting. A very good torch, the heaviest of the 3 we're looking at, and it does use a so-called CR123 battery, little stubby things that look like that. They're quite expensive to buy, so if you're going to buy one of these torches, I would suggest find something like this. And if you look, this battery has a built-in recharging port that takes a standard USB micro lead, and you can recharge the battery and then put it back in the torch. So if I was giving one of these as a gift, I would include one of these rechargeable batteries with it, because as I say, individual batteries otherwise can cost £2 or £3. This is the second torch I want to look at. Also by Phoenix, it's the E05. It's Fiona's everyday carry torch. It's also a twist to operate torch, and it cycles through from low, medium and high settings if you turn it off and on quickly. It uses one AAA battery, which are available everywhere, both in standard alkaline, rechargeable forms, many types available. It weighs only 23 grams, so it's half the weight of the E15. And at about 22 quid at the time of making this video, it's £10 cheaper as well. So the only downside of this torch against the E15 is it's not nearly as bright. So if you're going to look for a lost sheep with it, I would be using the E15. But for normal everyday use, the E05 is absolutely fine. This is the third torch I want to show you. It's a little cracker. It is tiny. It's like the little stub end of a pencil. It's made by Olight and it's their IR2 model. It weighs 13 grams. I cannot begin to tell you how light that is. But for comparison, a Yale key on my keyring weighs 14 grams. So never mind lighter than my car key, it's lighter than my house key. It's another twist to operate model. Twist it a little bit, you get a dim light. Twist it more, you get a super bright 150 lumens on the torch. It's got one other feature that I really like and I want to show you. If you unscrew it the other way, what you'll find is inside it, it's got a built-in micro USB port to recharge it with. And it'll recharge in 75 minutes. And that's enough for me to last about a month. Best of all, it costs 15 quid. So as an inexpensive gift, I think it's really hard to beat as a keyring torch. It's a super useful little thing. There we go then. 3 super practical, tiny little torches, totally suitable for pocket carry, totally suitable for sticking on your keyring and having there when you need it. If you give one of those as a gift, people are going to bless you every time they use it. Trust me, each time I pull one out of my pocket, I love it. Which one's right? You be the judge. On the one hand, if I'm looking for a sheep in a field, I'd like the super bright E15 Phoenix, because that does really chuck out some light. But on the other hand, that dinky little Olight is so small, so light, I can just shove it in my pocket and forget it, and it's there when I need it. Are you enjoying the new series? If you are, can you give us a thumbs up down below and leave us a comment if you'd like to see more of these gift ideas, and we'll happily make them for you. Maybe one a week up till Christmas. How would that be? Let us know what you want to see. If you'd like to see those videos, hit the subscribe button, the bell next to it, and you'll hear every time we upload a new content. But whatever you do, come back and see us soon. Take care.